If you followed me, then you know I already make daily vlogs. For that, I mostly use my iPhone, but for longer format, I also use my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which does a fabulous job, and I've been using it for a while. But I needed something more action-oriented, something that I can place on the bonnet of my car, something that I can place on my dog's harness. And for that, I've invested in the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I'm gonna do an unboxing for the benefit of you guys, and let's see how that goes. What I've gone for is the hiking combo. There's a lot of combos that you can get. There's the surfing combo, there's the riding combo. I've gone for the hiking combo because that best meets my needs. And these are the 4 boxes that I've got. Let's dive into unboxing them one by one. Okay, when we're getting into these products, firstly, let's talk pricing. These things have cost about $533 for the entire combination. Of course, if you don't go for the combination, it can be a bit cheaper. But if you're going for the combination, that's going to be $533. I've got this from the United States. We'll get to unboxing the Action 5 Pro the last, but let's see what else we've got with it. We've got a backpack strap mount, which I can imagine is going to be incredibly useful because I'm going to be using it on my backpack while I'm hiking. I might even go to Himkund Sahib and I will need it there. And let's see how this looks. When we open this up, we see a strap like this, which can go on your backpack. I can imagine this to be very useful because then you don't really need to handle the camera at all times. And that's the entire point of the Action camera. I haven't yet used it, so I don't know how it is going to be used and how functional it will be. But this is how this is looking. First thoughts. Smacks of quality, looks pretty nice, and we've got these 2 sheets inside of it. Otherwise, there's nothing else in the box, and yeah, looks pretty neat. That's the Osmo backpack strap mount, which I think can be put to other uses as well. Let's see if anything else is worthy of mentioning on the box. Not really. Moving on, we're done with the backpack. Let's move on to the Extreme Battery Plus. That's 1950 mAh. So that seems like something that will be pretty useful. Just gonna open this up. And this is how it looks. Yep, gonna open that up. It's not an easy task. All right. So this is how the battery looks. That's additional battery, 1950 mAh, and should be useful, I reckon. There's a sheet inside, which tells you about some product information. Let's see how that is. Anyway, you find this sheet, and I doubt we've ever read any of these. Insert the Osmo Action Extreme Battery Plus into the Osmo Action 5 Pro or the Osmo Action multifunctional battery case, then connect it to the charger for charging. So for charging, you'll have to insert it inside the device, and that's how you can charge it unless you have the charger. So again, made in China. All of this seems to be made in China itself. You place it back inside the box, pack it up, and then move on. Now this is a mini extension rod, which can be very useful when we're talking of vlogging with this Action camera. Because while you're vlogging, you can also attach the DJI mic. Now this is the mic that I've bought additionally. This is $273. This is something that can be attached to your iPhone. This can be attached to your computer, and it's pretty multifunctional with your DSLRs. And I think this is a very tremendous purchase, but this is additional $273, which you may or may not purchase. Now let's unbox the extension rod. This is how it's looking. This actually looks like it's made of good quality, to be honest. Yep, this is how the rod looks. Looks pretty neat. Does that open up like a tripod? Yes, it does. It opens up to be a little tripod, and this is something that I really dig because while you're sitting in a restaurant, you can really make use of this, and it doesn't look very odd. I think this thing comes off. I'm sure this extends upwards as well, because that's why we see this little thing down here. So this is like a tripod on the go, which is something I honestly love. I wish we had tripods like these for the iPhone as well. We'll just attach this back. Yeah, now this seems like a pretty functional thing. I can't seem to figure out how to make it go up. Okay, just like that. Okay, this is how it goes up as well. So you can see this is a pretty functional tripod and looks pretty neat, and I'm really enjoying the way this looks. If we place it here, You can see that it's a proper tripod, pretty flexible, looks really like a quality product, and I would highly recommend this. Really enjoying this as well. So this is finally your little setup, and now moving on to the real thing. Let's unbox the Action 5 Pro, which is why we're here. Let's see if this has anything useful mentioned on it. You've got all the features: revolutionary imaging, tracking subjects, OLED touchscreen, extended battery life, professional audio recording with DJI microphone connection, which is what we've purchased additionally, and 360-degree horizon steady. We also have some things in the box which are mentioned. It has the 5 Pro in it, extreme battery, you have a curved adhesive base, you have a locking screw, protective frame, you have a Type-C cable and an adapter mount. So a lot of things going in this tiny box. Some imagery here. We have some warnings, and down here nothing of significance except that you must be very careful while using it. I can re-mention the price. This was $573 US. Tiny little box. These are marked accessories, so we can go into the accessories first. I believe this is the protective case. Just open it up, see how that looks. I'm not a fan of keeping things backed up. I think the plastic, if the plastic is there, then the plastic ought to be removed. We'll just remove it. And this is how the adaptive case looks. Looks pretty solid. I think if I were to drop my action camera in this protective case, it would not be damaged, which is the entire point of this, because if I put it on the bonnet of my car, I would need to have a protective case. Looks pretty neat. It's hard plastic. As you can tell, this is the screw. This is the Type-C cable that they've provided. This is the battery that they've provided. I think we've got an additional one. And this is the adapter mount that they've gone with. We'll open this as well and see how it looks. If you're enjoying this product unboxing so far, just hit the subscribe and let me know if you'd like to see more products that I purchase and you'd like them to be unboxed. Right. I think this is an adhesive thingy going on. I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to use this. This is a mount. I think this is also a mount that may work with a stick. Oh no, this has got a mount of its own. So let's see how we're gonna make it work. We'll figure it out. And now moving on, we have a must-have app for DJI users. There's DJI Forum. I think we can check out some tips and tricks on there. Let's see what else is there inside the box. We have sort of a sticker situation going on. I don't know what use this would be. Nothing else inside the box except the main device, which is the DJI 5 Action Pro. A very tiny device, but full of power. I've gone for the DJI and not for the GoPro, simply for the reason that I have other products in this ecosystem and I didn't want to switch. The same app, the same microphone, everything's going to work. And I do vlogs. I don't do like professional videos anyway. So I think this would work just fine. And this is finally the DJI 5. First impressions, amazing quality. The rubber, the feel of this. Tighten the lens protective cover before taking in water. So this is the lens cover. I think this is how you can remove and expose the lens. And this is how this basically looks. I'm really liking the way this looks. Really enjoying it. Let's try to place it in the cover because I think I would like it to be there at all times pretty much. How do we open this? Should we simply place it in there? How does it go? Apologies if I'm messing up anywhere, but let's see. I guess we simply just slide this in and yeah, that's your protective cover. But without the protective cover as well, the feel is incredible. And now it just seems very sturdy. Now I think if I dropped it, you can tell that it would be just fine, right? It's also bouncing off and you're not likely to damage your product a lot this way. This is the Action 5 Pro and a bunch of accessories. We'll figure out how to use them in due course of time. There's something magnetic going on out here. So if I just place this, there's a lot of magnetic situation happening here. Let's try to use one of these. So let's get the stick here. Yep, it's magnetic. So I don't know if you can tell on the video, but it's actually just snapping in and it's snapped in really, really nice. And I think I'll have to press these to unlock this. Yep, so it's magnetic and it snaps on really good. So you can tell it's snapped on so good. I'll repeat it. You can unsnap it, but if you just, Yep, it's so sturdy, to be honest. Yep, you can't seem to eject it even if you want it. And this is how the action's looking on this extension rod. But if I remove this adapter, I wonder what this one's for. I think, do we have an instruction manual? We do not, but this is a hiking combo. So maybe I could place it somewhere and then, you see, okay, this seems stuck nicely. We can attach a bunch of attachments here, I reckon. So yeah, we'll figure this stuff out, but I'm sure you can tell by now that this seems pretty sturdy overall. I think this could go in like this. Anyway, we'll figure this stuff out. I'm not a pro when it comes to all this, but that's your device overall. So that's your Action 5 camera. I will be using it. I will be putting it to use very quickly, and then we'll see how this goes. But if I pull it out of the box, and I hope I'm pulling it out right. Okay, if I try to remove it from the box, it's actually not an easy, from the protective case, it's not an easy task. So I don't want to press on the screen too hard either. Okay, I can simply remove the product quite easily, as you can tell, from this little protective case. It's not that complicated. I'll get used to it. But overall, this is where we're going to mount a lot of accessories. We have this little button here. We have the recording button here. If I press it right now, let's see what happens. Perhaps it needs battery to be attached. From here, we can open this little slot up and insert the battery. We're going to open the battery up right now and try to switch the camera on and see how that treats us. Okay, the battery is with us. Just gonna figure out how to insert it correctly, and then we are good to go. All right, we've inserted the battery. Now let's see how it starts up. Yep, it started up. We have the language option coming in, the same option coming in at the front, and we have the same one coming at the back. And then we can simply scan the QR code to download DJI Mimo and connect to camera unit to activate. So this is how the device looks. Looks pretty interesting. First impressions are good, but make sure you keep following if you want to see this being used, and I will do a product review once I have enough knowledge on the product, once I've used it enough, and as always, we're going to be pretty honest about it. I'm excited for this. I have a lot of other DJI products, like I said, like the mic, and I'm recording on the Osmo right now. And also one tripod that I can recommend is the Sandmark. Comes in various sizes. I have the smaller size and the bigger size. High quality products, expensive for sure, but then real quality. But keep liking, subscribing for more, and let me know if this video provided some value to you or not. I'll see you tomorrow with the vlog.